Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean. How is everybody doing today, this wonderful Friday afternoon? I think that Val may be delayed a little bit. Hopefully, I haven't heard from her, but I wanted to continue on and do the show, hoping that she's going to pop in just a moment. Thank you all for being here. It's so nice to see you. I have a little bit of a different show for you today since Val is not here to give us an update. As you know, there's a lot going on astrologically. And hi, CJ. Nice to see you. And I have some, you know me, I love my visuals and I have some graphics to put up and we can talk about them. We can talk about the different types of astrology, how to learn astrology, what you know, what you don't know, how to what to review, if it's something that you've heard before, and or we can, I think that's what I want to do. I want to kind of review and go over astrology, and wherever that takes us is is where we're going to go. So thank you all for being here. It's so nice to see you. And I'm going to go ahead and start. Hey, Jazz, nice to see you. Let me just go ahead and connect to this image. One moment. There it is. So I thought we would start with the moon. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Shine Truth. Nice to see you. I hope I'm sure everything's fine with Val. It's a little bit different. We're usually on Sundays, but we made it for a Friday. So she may have had it down on the wrong day. But so this is the moon phases, and how is best to use the moon phases in our for our highest good in the best way possible. And right here we have the new moon. And when the new moon occurs, which I think, yeah, there was just one on the 18th. And that's when it would be best for us to reset. And then when it's waxing, the waxing crescent is when we refine. The first quarter is when we take action. The waxing gibbous is when we trust. The full moon is when we celebrate. And I love that because we always get so excited and everybody really does feel a little more joyful, I think, around the full moon, right? And then the waning gibbous is when we receive, and the last quarter is when we breathe, and the waning crescent is when we reflect. I just thought this was an interesting graphic and a good reminder. And I love one word, concise, information in one word, and you could read books just on the first quarter of the moon. But it's really interesting to kind of reflect on this and understand sort of the energy around all of the phases. And she thinks it's at 3. Oh, thanks, Shine Truth. Yeah, me just, no, hang on 1 second. Let me see if I can see something. No, I know I scheduled it for now, but let me see if I had the wrong time. No, I have Scott Scorpio later. I'll be with Scott at 4 p.m. and I have a private reading in between there. Let me see if the email. Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe Val and I can reschedule. It's okay. It happens. It happens, you guys. So I'm just going to continue on and see what we can. Oh, thank you, Shine Truth. Thank you. So this is another one of those little, I don't know if you know this about me, but I like to get to the heart of things and simplify it. I know there's so much information out there, and I know there's so much we could talk about, but I really like to get the short, concise, brief um, gist of things. So your sun sign would be your I am, the I am. The moon sign is I feel. And your Mercury is I think. Mars is I act or take action, right? Venus is I love. Jupiter is I grow. Things grow. And it's a quick way to remember astrology and the terms. Saturn, I achieve. Uranus, I evolve. And isn't Uranus and Neptune both in the I'll take a look for you, but I don't want to guess. And Neptune is I dream, the dreamy planet, right? Wow. And then Pluto is I empower. That's a quick way to remember these. And this is they are symbols for your birth chart and how to understand the symbols on your birth chart. And this was one of the things that I've been teaching myself as we go along, sort of what the difference between these images are. And this one here is the sun, and it's represented by your ego. The moon, emotion, similar to what we just looked at, and your rising sign is your identity. And that's why when we do sun, moon, and rising readings, this is a really big part of your identity. There's also the north node. Where your north node is in your chart is where your destiny, where you're headed, uh, where your focus is. And then Mercury we all know, is communication and ideas, because Mercury is often in retrograde. And we always hear that the communication, goes wacky sometimes. Venus is about relationships, love, and values, right? We can remember that because Venus is of the heart. Mars, we know, is the male symbol, and it's drive and sex, right? Jupiter. And I love this symbol. It's like a 2 and a 4 together. I think it's a little easier for me to understand. Jupiter is luck and success, right? And Saturn, remember they say, have you had your Saturn return, your second Saturn return? And it's about discipline and work. And when you have a Saturn return, things often have like a new chapter in your life or a new book in your life. Like things change. There's the character and what your trajectory was often changes in a more dramatic way. And Uranus is rebellion and uniqueness, right? And I'm pretty sure it is Uranus and Neptune, but I'll have to check to make sure. Uranus is rebellion and uniqueness. And I think I might have a lot of Uranus in my chart because that's me. Neptune is imagination and spirituality. So, what a beautiful combination. And Pluto is transformation, for sure. For sure. So, let me just do this very quickly. I have a link to where I can go under my astrology and check the current placements so that I can be a little more educated to instead of guessing. It's Saturn and Neptune. Saturn and Neptune are together. And you guys probably already knew that, but I had to look it up. So Saturn and, oh, here I'm pointing to myself. Saturn and Neptune. Oh, Saturn and Neptune are the two that are crossing the Pisces Aries line in just a few days. And I can share that with you in just a moment. I just can't share it at the same time. So, Saturn of discipline and work, and Neptune under imagination and spirituality is moving in, they're both moving into Aries. I think one of them is coming up on the 27th, and the other one, I'll have to take a look at it. We'll find out together because Val's so good with all those dates and all those details, you guys. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be able to do it. Oh, so Shine Truth says, my second Saturn return is in 11 days. And it's not always exact. It's the energy that comes into it and the energy that's after it. So you may have been feeling this occurring for some time now. Yeah, I have them all coming this month, one on top of another. Wow. Wow. All right, so let's see what else I have here. So these are astrological houses. When we see our birth chart or our natal chart, we have these houses that often have another type of distinctive quality or character. So if you're in your 10th house, so let's say you have Venus of love and relationships in your 10th house, then you will probably, it also has to do with your career, fame, and reputation. You may be married to your partner and you probably are both in the spotlight, and it's, very public, very, you have a reputation. So I'm thinking of, does everybody love the psychic Matt Fraser and his wife? So they probably have Virgo in their, or no, Venus in their 10th house, because their career and reputation is in the public, and they have fame, but it's their profession. You know what I mean? So it kind of tells you a lot if you have Venus in this house of sort of what it's like, what essence is around it. It's not definite. It's not like you're going to be Matt Fraser and you're going to be famous, if you have your Venus in the 10th house, but it would lean towards that. These are the tendencies. This is like a forecast. All right. So let me see if there's anything else. The first house is your appearance, the first impressions, head, face, and style. So if I had, I have to go back and look. That's the thing. I have no. Here, I'll just do this. If I have, so this Neptune about imagination and spirituality, if I had that in my first house, then that's what, that's what you would see. That's what would be very, and look at me. You could see my face. You could see my head. You could see my hair. And it said head, face, style, first impressions, appearance, and spirituality. And, so all of that combined. And it's really amazing. It's like you have to learn 3 different languages and then put them all together. So I just thought I would show this to you, how interesting it is with all of the houses. And we all know that the sixth house is about health and wellness and routines, or illness, pets, and work. I think this is a really good little quick reference, and I love quick reference. This is another one. It's a little more involved. It's the same houses. This is another one that shows you some of the asteroids, I think Ceres and Pluto, Chiron, Juno, Pallas, Vesta. These are asteroids that are very much part of our solar system that I think Val often talks about. And so let's go on. And here is, in case anybody didn't know, there are glyphs, is what they call it, around your astrological sign. So if you are in Aries, there is an actual glyph, which was different than back here. These are all of the glyphs for the planets, right? Well, then there's in the sign of these or these zodiac signs, there are glyphs. So it's like you have to remember the glyphs for the planets and the glyphs for the for the sign that you're in. And it also gives you the dates. So I don't know if you guys see any of it. So So we can just look here. If you are a Virgo, then this is the glyph. And it's quite unique, but it's not dissimilar to this one, this Capricorn. See, and or this one, Scorpio. So you're like, if you're not looking at this chart and you see this, you're like, oh, is that Scorpio or is that Virgo or is that Capricorn? Now Aquarius, we can see that that's distinctive and different, really different. Cancer is really different. Gemini is really different, but I don't know why these Virgo, Scorpio, and Capricorn, and some people add a little bit of flair to their glyphs. And this Leo, to me, I've seen it look differently, but this Leo looks like the North Node. So I just asked them to be distinctive, right? Ah, yes, Scott. I know I'm going to be on. I'm Val got the wrong time, so I'm going to be on with you at 4 o'clock today. You want to come on now and talk, Scott? Just let me know. I know we're going to be together later. And then Aquarius season, we often stand in our truth during this time. And this is everybody. Like we all have Aquarius in our we're all are experiencing this Aquarius season, whether we are an Aquarian or not. Like all of us are in this. We celebrate our uniqueness, connections and collaborations, right? Like today's a collaboration. Everything happens for a reason. Reflect on the stories you tell yourself right here. Be uncomfortable. Wow. Well, that's a mouthful, right? I like these short and concise things, but yeah, let's wait until this afternoon, Scott. Thank you very much for the option. And this is embrace change. So we're gonna need to do this. Now, this particular graphic is not just for 2026. This is just how Aquarius season typically rolls, but it means so much more to us in this year of 2026. Be uncomfortable, embrace change, connections and collaborations, reflect on the stories we tell ourselves. It's about growth, it's about evolution. And this one, I just wanted to show that it talked a little bit more about what Aquarius um, character might be: progressive, humanitarian, idealistic, innovative, authentic. I love that one. I love that one. Intelligent, unique. I love that one. Independent, rebel, the maverick. Like just in general, that describes the maverick. And that's what, if you are an Aquarian sun, moon, or rising, you would have these qualities prominently in your life. Now, all of us have all of the qualities, but it would be if it were your sun, rising, or moon, it would be a little bit more prominent for you. But isn't that just gorgeous? I love these informational. So this particular one shows you the 4 elements, and not only is it important to know the planets and the zodiac sign, the signs, and the glyphs for both of them, but then we throw in a little curve here. There's fire. These are the fire planets. There's earth. These are the earth, or the earth signs. I'm sorry, I said planet signs. And this is air. These are the air signs, right? And this is water. We all know what the water signs are. I don't know, but it tends to be the water signs are a little more well known for me anyway. I don't know about for you, but we are we're in Aquarius, and Aquarius is an air sign. Let me see what this says down here. So the fire signs have creative energy. And a lot now, this is Aquarius season, but there's a lot of activity going on in Aries right now. So we need to, it's like a combination of everything, putting it all together. And it's like having, um, is it 74 tarot cards, and you pick out certain ones and they tell a story. So this particular one, any earth signs have uh, physical energy. This one's creative and this one's more physical. And then the air signs have mental energy. And I think this also follows suit with the tarot cards. If I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me. No. Well, Val, that's okay. Hi, Val. Look, Val's here, everybody. Yeah, that's okay. I understand. Um, yeah. No, no, you don't you if you want to jump on, you can. It's up to you. You don't If you want to, Val, we can always reschedule. That's okay. No, I know. We changed the day, we changed the time. We did. We usually are on Sundays and we moved it to a Friday. Don't worry about it, Val. If you can, you can. If you can't, if it's all right. Look, she's like, yes, jump on. Okay, so let me just continue here. And then the water signs are emotional energy. And we all know that Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, right? They're water energies. And I just thought that was really, and water is emotional, air is mental, earth is physical, creative is fire. And this is also, the physical would be pentacles, mental would be the swords, emotional would be the cups, and creative would be the wands, right? Is that how it is in the tarot cards? Is that what everybody say that? Creative would be the wands, physical would be the pentacle, mental would be the sword, and emotional would be the cups. Yeah, yeah, that sounds right. And isn't that amazing that somebody created a card deck that has all of these same attributes, all of these same um, points of interest or points of focus, and and as diverse and mm, complex that astrology is, so is the tarot card deck. I just thought that was really interesting. So this is a little wonky. I took a picture of a piece of paper, but these are like the archetypes, right? Like if you have an Aries sun, moon, or rising, these are archetypes, means like an established type of a person, like a one that repeats or that is known throughout history or repeats in humanity. So you may have a warrior spirit. You may be a little bit more like a pioneer or a little bit more like a daredevil. And it would be something to describe you that is a well-known type of personality, I guess, or the survivor, right? Aries. So let's jump down over here to Virgo. So if you have a Virgo archetype, you may be similar to like a servant. You want to be of service, or the martyr, or the perfectionist, or the analyst, right? And let's jump down here to Aquarius, since we're in Aquarius season. They're often known as the genius, the revolutionary, the truth slayer, the exile, or the scientist. I mean, it's amazing. And I love the way that this one has 5, and Capricorn, they just have 3. I don't know why. But I guess you need to cover more bases in Aquarius than you do in Capricorn. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? So funny. But I just thought these are really interesting. And when you study astrology, thank you, Scott. He's telling me I got it right for the tarot. Um, when you study astrology, and which I'm really just a beginner and dabbling, um, these these things, these archetypes stand out to you, and it reminds you, and it sort of helps you that whenever you see somebody who's Gemini, that's why when we do sun signs, moon sign, rising sign readings for you, I can feel these tendencies in your, when you tell me what they are, I can feel these sort of come out and poke out, and I can describe, but I don't think of archetypes. I just pick up on your energy. Hey, Dora. Hey, Cree. Creative Designs. Oh, nice. She changed her name. Very nice. So let's go on and do the next. So this is an easy astrology. Anything that says easy, I definitely take a look at. So if you want to learn more about yourself, you would that would be under your sun sign. Your moon sign would reflect your heart. Can everybody see that? It's kind of hard to see. And then your rising sign, how you look, okay, to other people, how you present. Mercury is the way that you think. Venus is how you love. Mars is how you deal with life. Hmm. I, I don't know that I've heard it put that way before. Jupiter is your luck. Saturn is self discipline and responsibilities. Uranus is your uniqueness. And this is easy. They said easy, easy tips. Um, Neptune is your imagination. And this is similar to the other things that we just mentioned in the previous aspects. And Pluto is transformation, and Chiron is how you heal. Remember, they always say Chiron is the wounded healer or something. And Ceres is your self care. Pallas is your relationships. Wow. I would love to know that. Juno is your beauty and influences. Vesta is potential and organization. And Val does go over all of these asteroids, I think is what they're not, they're smaller than planets, but they are in our solar system, but she picks up on them and follows them. And Vesta is potential and organization. Boy, I wonder where my Vesta must be right near my sun or something. I don't know, because I'm obsessed about being organized. I'm not saying I am. I just am obsessed about being organized. I'm always trying to organizing and streamline and make things better and um, get things in a system, like an automated system and organization. Like I don't know if you guys are, but I'm a nut about it. North Node, and the organization is not just in my business here, psychic and mediumship. It's also like where things are in the cabinets in the kitchen. Like, how easy is it to unload and load the dishwasher? Like, what cabinet does your spices go in? Like the organization and the easy access. Like, I wouldn't want to walk across the room 5 times to get a different spice. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that I'm very much I'm always trying to improve the organization in any aspect of my life. Um, Hi, Val. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought it was 3 o'clock for some reason. I'm half
I'm
ready, but we'll be okay. We'll make it.
aw.
It's
Well,
sorry
take
about that.
time and relax. I'm so sorry, Val. We could have rescheduled for a different day.
No, and what I was looking forward to it at 3. I mean, not that I'm not looking forward to it. I was like, is she on? Oh, why is she on? And I'm like, oh my God, no, I didn't just do that. And I was in the shower and stuff, so I didn't even know.
I'm so sorry, Val.
I'm sorry. I'm
Well,
sorry.
it's thank you very much for coming on. And
Uh,
how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
And
I
I
really,
see you have new surroundings. You have an ensuite there.
yeah, I got our new house, my son's new house. I am going to move back like into my room because there's no doors, like you can't shut the doors and stuff. But it's okay for a little bit, and then the storm's coming, so I was going to do it this weekend. I don't know, see how it goes. How are
I
you
thought you
doing?
I'm doing well. I thought you might
Mhm.
be stuck at the grocery store. You know, those lines are getting longer and longer. If you don't know, both Val, you're in Virginia, or
Mhm.
where are you? North Carolina?
Williamsburg, Virginia. Yeah,
Virginia, yeah.
yeah,
And I'm just north of her in Maryland. But so
yeah,
here's
yeah.
here's Washington D.C. and here's Val and here's me. So we're
Uh,
we're really close to one another.
yeah, we're on the
Well,
same
thank you for
time zone.
coming.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for being patient. I'm so sorry. I'm really
No.
sorry.
So, as you can see, I was like fumbling through all of these different information and what you need to know. So, all of these Chiron, Ceres, Pallas, Juno, Vesta, these are all asteroids, right?
Yep, yep.
And
They're
they
all
have
that.
almost as much emphasis on the humanity as all of the bigger planets do, right?
Absolutely. And depending where they are, it's like they fill in the details, like the overall
Yes.
general Mercury. But say Chiron's with Mercury, there's going to be an emphasis on the wound, the mental wounds, or the inability to think clearly or something. But that's not going on. That's just an example. So it's
Mm.
like, but we have a huge chart going on today. This is a big week. This is like epic. This is, to me, this is where the old era is closing down, officially coming into the new era, because we had the sun come into Aquarius. So Aquarius, at the age of Aquarius, is the new era. And we've never seen all these planets piled up in Aquarius like they are right now this week. This is epic, epic. I can't say that enough. Phenomenal. I'm trying to think of bigger words. Extraordinary. This is where we really come into who we are. And because each of the personal planets are coming in with the sun, conjunct Pluto. Let's see. So everyone is, you see where Pluto is
Just
at 3 degrees? Yeah. And the sun is at 3 degrees. You see them two together?
Oh, here's Pluto here. Let me just make it a
Mm-hmm.
little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And here's Pluto here. This is Aquarius right here. And
Mm-hmm.
here's Pluto and here's the sun. And I don't know what this is, but this what
Yeah.
Venus
Yeah.
and Mercury
Mercury
and Mars.
and Mars just entered today into Aquarius. And just let me just get it. We also have a couple of asteroids you were talking about. We have, just making sure on my chart here, because we
I'm
had that
sorry about
big.
all the
No, don't be sorry.
I
For
can't
me,
control these ads, you guys. Oh, there you
yeah,
go.
no, don't worry about it. Vesta, okay, which is very important. Vesta is conjunct the Sun and Pluto today. So Vesta is our. When you just had that one thing set up, what did that had a little nice definition to it? What you just had on before, I call Vesta the spark within us all, the spark of the divine within us all. Like we tend to this now with being with the sun and Pluto. Pluto is about authenticity. The sun is about now there is. I always talk high side astrology. Like there is lower frequencies and higher frequencies, right? The sun illuminates everything. So with it sitting with Pluto right now, as we are going into this new era, Mercury just went over top, Venus went over top. They all came with the sun. That's called Kazemi. So they get an upgrade from the sun. The sun upgrades the information, the current information that's going on in our solar system. That's how my guides share with me. So Vesta is that spark within us, asking us, are you ready to be your authentic self, who you are? Now that's still, it's always a work in progress, especially this Aquarius season, because this is going to be, a 30-day season, just like any other season. but it's not like any other Aquarius season. I found a thing this morning that found all these planets in Aquarius in 1168, but there was a 13-degree orb. This is a 5-degree orb, not even. They're like 4 degrees apart, 5 degrees apart. That's significant because we are entering the very first threshold of the age of Aquarius. We just closed down all the old era with that new moon in Capricorn. And at the same time as we're closing down, we are entering into something new. So it's never like, oh, this is absolute. There's always things coming and going together, right? We're always going to be clearing. And we're at the end of the year of the wood snake until February 17th, when we have the new moon in Aquarius at 28 degrees on an eclipse.
Let me go there.
Okay. That's huge. That's like that's the marinated. You marinated your Aquarian energies within you, and then on the 28th, when we have that new moon, it's what's staying, what's going, and we leave the wood snake and go into the fire horse. That's Chinese.
So this is February 15th, as close as I can get, and you can see all of these planets in Aquarius, and then this is Pisces, and then this is Aries. So what were you saying about February?
That February 17th is a new moon. Hold on, where's my papers? My goodness. What did I do? Oh, here it is. New moon in Aquarius, but it's a solar eclipse. It starts eclipse season on the 17th of February. On the same day, we go into the fire horse. Now think of that, the fire horse on a solar eclipse. Huge. What's, things are always being burned off of us, because we've been clearing lifetimes upon lifetimes of the old era for our entire life, this era, if not the one before also.
Mm-hmm. And it's really unusual to have so many planets all clustered together on this side. Now this is Chiron. There's a couple of them that are outside Jupiter, and is this Uranus?
Yeah, but they're doing big things too. So, those slow outer moving planets and Uranus rules Aquarius. So you see, it's 27 degrees. That new moon will be at 28. It's 28. I don't know what. 2850. So it's right there, almost 29. Which these last 2 degrees of a sign are. I mean, they're. If we go with just go with 28 equals a 10. Reduce that down to a 1. That's starting a new cycle. Like that. That's how I would look at it.
So what about Saturn and Neptune? They're going to both be at 0 degrees Aries.
Now that's exact on February 20th. So that's like this new moon is right before there with the fire horse and the eclipse. And then 3 days later, we get that. That is the new era starting. But you need that Aquarius, okay? Like we need every sign, we need every season. You need the Aquarius season because they're the ones that are outside the box. They don't follow the rules. It's they make new rules. It's about freedom and community and humanitarianism with Aquarius. They're innovators. Uranus, he's the only planet that spins on his side. So this, those are like the clues astrologers use as to what does a planet represent. So we're in big energies until after, because that's 0 degree Aries on the February 20th with Neptune and Saturn is the same degree as the spring equinox. But the spring equinox isn't until March 18th. So you get like this power up of that equinox energy for a month before the equinox actually falls into place. This is I mean, it's epic. It is
So
so
tell
cool.
me again what's happening about the equinox when these two move to 3 degrees?
No, they're going to stay at zero
Oh,
until, well, they're going to stay at zero. They're exact, like 0 minutes and degree. I mean, minutes, why can't I think? Hours and minutes. So 0 is the degree, and the numbers after that are the minutes. So it'll be exact. It's like, if it's like it is there, 0.25 and 0.30, that's not exact for astrology. It has to be both 30 or whatever.
mm-hmm.
I'm not, I have it
So
somewhere.
when these two are exact, it'll mimic the feeling of an equinox.
Yeah, well, it's preparing us because it's telling you at that 0 degree conjunction on the 20th of February that we are going into a new era. Spring equinox is a new season. It's the birthing. It's the where your seeds are planted. You're coming into a whole new, technically throughout time, we changed things. We made January 1st the new year, but the new year was technically spring equinox
That's what
back
I
in the
keep
day.
hearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's significant because it is, well, for it to just even be at that 0 degree. I mean, that's just,
And do you
that's like 14,000 years ago that was kind of, they were together, but they weren't together in Aries at 0 degrees. So that's how rare that is. But
And these are outer planets. These are really slow movers. Like, as you can see, this Lilith up here, she hasn't moved for as long as I went from today all the way to February 20th. I
mhm,
changed the date and I can change it to the next day. And, but,
mhm,
but this one keeps staying there, but these are moving, and they
mhm,
were at the exact same on that day. You're absolutely, I mean, I know that
mhm.
you know that you're right, but look at that. It shows up here. This
And-
this model is also correct. So
right.
what would you say in layman's terms? Does that mean for us? Um,
Well, we're
when
starting
that
new.
happens?
We're totally entering a new frequency because Aquarius represents frequency. Aquarius is an air sign. Um, it's a fixed air sign. I mean, they're highly intelligent, but you got to kind of think of it like, okay, we just had a solar flare, X-class solar flare last 2 days. The solar storms were really high. That's Aquarius coming in, and the energies are just so fast, right? And they connect to where they need to connect. They clear out what they need to clear out. They raise your DNA at the same time. You think of Aquarius like that, but that's the whole month, right? And it's okay, breakthroughs happen with Aquarius. The last time we had Pluto in Aquarius was when America just became a country. Okay, so there politically is very important on what's going on also. But we were deciding at that time that we were about our freedom and all of our citizens were entitled to that freedom, right? And they were creating a constitution and things like that. Even though we created America under Pluto and Capricorn, not a few months later, we created, was it oh goodness, the I always get them mixed up. The Independence one and the other one. One of them was created under Capricorn. The next one is created under Aquarius, and that grew. That started our nation. That's how big this is, and it's even we didn't have the we didn't have Saturn and Neptune conjunct at 0 degrees. So who knows what this is going to create? Even though we have a big chart for America's birth chart. There's nothing we do have to remind me Aquarius moon, We have a Cancer sun and Aquarius moon. I'm like, I know there's another Aquarius, and my brain just froze for a second. But anyway, it's
So
innovative. It's outside the box.
Rush says it sounds intense. And what I'd like to offer, Rush, is perhaps say it sounds exciting.
Yeah, it is.
And
It's exciting. Yeah,
because it
exactly.
is creation, it is change, it is, and I have a uh, a video of I always forget his name, the white-haired guy with the goatee, um,
Oh, Steve
and
Judd? Steve Judd?
and
Yeah.
he was being interviewed, and he said, "This is not once in a lifetime. This is not once in a cycle or a decade or a millennial." He says, "This is once in a species
Mm-hmm.
change in
It's,
humanity. The human
yeah.
species is going through a change." And
Mm-hmm.
he says it's exciting because we always have had the power, but we now are going to be accelerated and being receiving information in order for us to create the new earth together. And that's what I
Exactly.
feel. I feel like this is the opportunity for the new earth to come in. But all of the information, all of the qualities, all of the assistance available is going to be coming in, and it's up to us to be creative and or
Mm-hmm.
stay. If you want to stay in the past, you can stay in the past. There's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad, but
That's right.
those of us who are here at this time, incarnated at this time, I mean, I never knew that this was the point that I was here, that I was created to be here. But
Me
and
too. Me too.
I keep, every time it goes on, I'm like, oh, this is it. Oh, well, this is it. Oh, but now this is it.
Yeah, it's true. And it's just like it keeps, and look how strong we are. I mean, you got to think about this has really technically been going on your entire life, probably also the life before, because we were preparing, our souls were preparing for this because we're technically ascending. That's what this is. You raise in frequency. You can see and I'm not judging anybody. Every soul is on their journey, and I bless every soul, but you can see the split in frequency. You can see who is elevating and who is going to stay in the third dimension. I don't, and the way I get it, like nobody's leaving. It's just that they're not in our awareness like they used to be. I don't know. I just get little bits and pieces of that because it's a surprise for all of us what we're coming into. But this is huge, and every astrologer is saying that. Um, Steve Judd, I just listened to him this morning because absolutely today is probably the biggest day of the year. It's Jupiter. I mean, I'm sorry, the Sun and Pluto at 3 degrees. I was saying Jupiter because 3 degrees in the astrology I do is represented by Jupiter. So it's expanding it even more than it already is. So it's really epic. And then Vesta's there indicating spirit is here with us as always. Spirit's always in the chart. So cool.
It is. It's very interesting, and even that it's complicated is what I'd like to say. It's exciting, and the aspects that you can pick up from it and you can relate to, I think, are really important for us to pay attention to. And it's like a weather forecast. Like
Right.
you can not know the snowstorm is coming, or you can know that it's possible this and possible that and never before this. And it's not exactly like a weather report, but it's like a forecast. It's like
energy. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Sorry.
Yep, I think it's very exciting. So you said, what was the day in 2 days? Let me just go back. You
Well,
said Steve Judd. You were just listening to Steve Judd, and he said what?
today
Oh,
is
and
a
what
big
was the aspect that we wanted to look at?
Jupiter. I'm gonna keep doing that. Sun and Pluto. The Sun and Pluto at 3 degrees Aquarius.
Okay,
And
that's right
now, and
here.
don't forget Vesta's there too. Okay, you just don't have it in there, and that's okay. But we have Mars, Pluto, the Sun, Mercury, Vesta, Venus, and somebody else. I think somebody else is hanging out there too. That's called a pileup, a planetary lineup, right? And the planets are going to track together like this because the fast moving planets staying close together. This is the most significant time, but even when we go into Pisces season, we're going to see them together at the new moon, and when we go into Aries season.
Oh, so these people, these characters here are
Mhm.
going to cluster up in Aquarius, and then they're going to cluster up again in Pisces, and then but they're going to go all the way around and then cluster up, right?
Well, no, I mean they're all moving like they don't move as fast as the moon. Like the moon, you go
Okay.
around,
Okay.
and go around. The sun is a degree a day. Mercury is going to go retrograde in between now and Pisces, but he will be close by. Where can I find it?
I see. So these are all, well, except for Pluto, but this I mean, look at this: 7 degrees, 5 degrees, 3 degrees. And it's just something to note. And why? Oh, I was
Right.
wondering why
And
these were
see,
back here.
I'm sorry. And in Pisces, okay, let's see. This is March 18th. We're going to have Vesta, North Node, Mercury, Venus, Palais Athena, the Sun, and the Moon, all in Pisces. So there's these big pileups. These are big indicators, but like spirit talking to us through the planets, right? Because the planets do actually drive a lot of what goes on here. I mean, we're in a solar system. They've always affected us. But to have them like in this pile up in Capricorn just a few days ago, what was that, the 19th, 18th, there was a pile up in Capricorn, and then everybody, Venus was the first one out into Aquarius, and then everybody moved into Aquarius, and then in Pisces season they're going to be there. These are significant messages here. But
So I moved it to February 18th so everybody could see what's coming in just a month from now. Is everybody's going to be in Pisces all piled up. And this is also the same day when Saturn and Neptune will be at the 0 degrees. So
right.
It's not only that these two are going to be at the same degree in Aries, it's that all of these Pisces are going to be, oh my goodness. Can you imagine?
Yeah, and then in Aries, and like March 18th, you're going to see them all in Aries. This is the craziest thing.
Let me go to March 18th so that
Yeah.
we can all see what that looks like.
Yeah, look at it because it's really, I mean, it's extremely unusual. It might be it might start be moving apart because Mercury is retrograde.
Oh yeah.
But that North Node in Pisces, that pile up in Pisces is huge too, because it's the North Node is our indicator on how are we going forward? What are we going forward with? And we'll learn more every day.
Whose is it? Humanities?
Absolutely.
Or the United States?
Everybody. It's humanity, it's individually, it's United States, because the United States has really got a lot going on, but the North Node is traveling. That's all of humanity. That's, this is a big energy, but we all have Aquarius in our chart. We all have Pisces in our chart. We all have Aries in our chart. And if you know where they are in your chart, you can see what they're coming in with. Who are they affecting? Because there's more than just a conjunction. I don't want to go into the squares and the trines and the sextiles and stuff, but there's so much more information, and it's layered, and it's layered and layered. And the thing with astrology is you usually don't see it until after the fact, hindsight. You go, oh, this is what that meant back in, January, and you're a year from now or 6 months from now,
And Uranus is going to be moving out of Taurus. And how long does Uranus stay in a sign?
8 years. So when he moves into Gemini, things will start moving really quick. Okay, he's retrograde right now in Taurus. and he's on a very tough degree. And I see, Taurus, you got to think about is our physical world, right? And that's Uranus is rules Aquarius, but that degree is 26 degrees. Is there's a star called Algol, and that's a a lot of people want to call it a demon star. I don't. I call it it's a divine feminine asking to be respected. Along with all these other goddesses, because the goddesses are really powerful right now. All those asteroids you had up, they're all very powerful right now, and they're putting in the finer details of what we're experiencing. But it's huge. I mean, there's so many layers and levels to this. I wouldn't even know.
It's a wonderful time to be
yeah,
dabbling in astrology, because
yeah,
it's just so exciting, and it's not. I mean, I'm sure at one time it was boring to some degree, but
honest to God, Jean, before 2019. You could get an aspect, maybe a month that was interesting, maybe. And as soon as we hit that conjunction that brought in the pandemic, that it's just not stopped since then. It's been going and going and going and going since. And it's not going to slow down for a little while either, till I'd say 2030,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's good because we're rebuilding. It's like we're rebuilding this new era, this new way of living, this new way of being human.
Yeah. I think it's going to be more like 2035. I think it's the next 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
at least.
Yeah. I mean, because every aspect is being rebuilt.
But tell us a little bit of it. I know you're not a numerologist, and neither am I, but the 2026 is a 1 year in numerology.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the fire horse that is in Chinese astrology. And then there's the equinox, which is really the beginning of the zodiac sign. No.
Yeah,
What is
the equinox? Yeah, spring equinox starts the chart. Like the first house, no matter what you have there, technically through the natal chart, through the zodiac chart. I'm sorry, Aries represents the first house. It's the I am. Who am I? That's your first house. What that says.
And what are the dates of Aries? I know I just went over this with all my peeps here.
March 20th is the equinox. I can't.
Oh yeah, because look, I even shared this, and things happen for a reason. This is what I shared. I was talking about the glyphs, but look, the sign, they start with Aries. I don't know if does this go in order, but they start in Aries on March 21st.
Yes, just like the chart. The chart starts the first house, and then you go all the way around to 12 houses. So
that's why
Aries is the first house.
Us being in Aquarius and all those signs in Aquarius, and then us being in Pisces in February and all those signs in Pisces. And then for that Aries to start with both of those huge planets being in the same degree. And then, so it's the fire horse, it's the number 1 year, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And it is because I am feeling a huge acceleration of energy to begin and to create and to like revitalize. And I just have so much inspiration, and it feels like there's momentum behind me, like just a lot of energy behind this. And I'm excited because this is a new creation, and I don't know if it's March 21st, but it's not just one date. It's all of it. It's all of it together. It's all of it building, and us participating in that building and creating.
And those dates, like when a sign starts, meaning when a sun enters a new sign, can be like a day or two. Can be the 19th, 20th, 21st, usually of whatever month. But The next, because we're on. Why am I having a hard time talking? What's today's date? The 23rd. So the next moon, we have full moon in Leo. Okay, that's the one before eclipse season starts. Now that's good because Leo is going to get you in your heart. You're going to have all this ideas and inspiration and this feeling of, okay, what do I want to create? Like we're all feeling that. You just said that within this Aquarius season with all that fire coming in. Leo's fire too. Leo wants to come from the heart though. It's about caring for others and nurturing and being courageous to stand in your power, to be the leader of your own life. So that's big. And a full moon is releasing, right? So it's releasing anything that's preventing you from being that. But as you release, you're also receiving what will help you be that, right? So this is what I mean with astrology. It's always release, receive, release, receive.
And we did that too in the very beginning. We went through what the new moon and the full moon signifies or nods at, hints at.
Mm-hmm.
And we went through that. And I would like to do a whole series on the moon, really, myself.
Mm-hmm.
But with all of my graphics that I put up, I started with the moon and I was slowly introducing all the different. And I said, Val, it's amazing that you can put all of this together and how it does relate back to the tarot. It does relate back to the tarot so much. And the fire sign, the air sign, the water sign, or, and the emotional, the creative, and what it all means. And if you relate it to the tarot, you might give yourself a hint like, oh yeah, that's this in the tarot, and it seems like it's convoluted, but it really is divine orchestration. It's just a little more complicated and layered. But that's what I like about astrology, because you can learn a certain aspect. Like I'm learning the glyphs, the planets, and the signs. And then maybe I'll learn the aspect of fire and air and that. And then maybe I'll find out, a little bit more about the houses. And then, so you can learn it in layers and then put together the things that you do know until you become comfortable and then learn another layer. It's just really so much to understand and grasp all at once. And that's why I love the way you simplify things and you tell us sort of what this means when this happens, rather than giving us a lot of these, terminology that's hard to understand.
Yeah, I try to keep it simple. And like you said, Jean, everything is connected. You go numerology, tarot, astrology, all of the divination tools are, and this is what Aquarius is asking us. Well, actually, these last few years, is asking us to go in and remember who we are. Remember that we're our divine power. We have instinct and intuition inside of us. And having the tools is fun, but knowing something too is also, but we're remembering that, right? And it takes time to learn that. There's no hurry, there's no end date. But these energies are just so massive right now, inviting us into playing in these energies,
It helps us to understand the energies that are going on around us. It helps us to understand sort of what might be coming up and how to frame it, how to understand it, how to accept it as something new. We made, honestly, I remember one of my first Lions Gates. And what I mean by that is, 8-8 portal is the Lions Gate. And there was like this 8-8 in 2008 or something, whatever it was. It was an 8 year, it was all these eights. And everybody was like, this is a big deal. And I'm like, I'm not really feeling anything. I don't really know what's going on. It's not really, maybe it doesn't, pertain to me. And then like about 3 months later, my life had changed so much and so many things happened. And I look back and I'm like, it was that Lions Gate. I know it was. That's when it all started happening. Like you're like, yeah, it's happening. I'm not really feeling anything.
But it does.
It taught me so much that it doesn't always have to be apparent or feeling it at that moment, just because, and it's a forecast, and it does have energy before and energy after. So, and it's about, just because the change occurs, then it may not show up in your life for the next couple of months or the
Right.
next couple of years. And
Exactly.
especially with this new cycle of a 1 year, it's just about letting go of the anything that was still straggling
Mhm.
from the 9 year, and to move into it. You're just moving into it. It's not changing right now. It's about moving into it, which is so, it's a beautiful, soft way of inviting this information. So thank you very much, Beyond My Intuition. That was so sweet of you. We appreciate you. And
And
Shooting Star.
yeah, and that's so cool to remember what you were just saying. It's so go at your own pace. Listen to your own God, your own instinct. Your guides are here to guide you in every moment. If you know this is, and the more we get used to it, you start to pick up. Oh, okay, I can do this. But they're still there. So we do have a safety net. But that 1 year, I wanted to just touch on that. Yes, it's a new year, but that new year is based on your foundation. It's creating that foundation. Let's say it like that: self-love, acceptance, authenticity, integrity. And then from there you can create the life that you prefer to experience. This
Mm-hmm.
is what this has all been about, because we've all well, we could just look at the politics just quickly, how things have been set up to, in a lot of ways, to suppress humanity, to suppress our nation. That's all got to change, and that's all coming up to be with, and that Pluto's the one doing it. So with that sun on Pluto right now today is very important, staying, and even staying in orb for the next week. It's important. We're going to hear things because Mercury is there, right? About what we love and value, Venus. And Mars is going to give us the courage to take action in onto that understanding, that knowing we're feeling within us.
So
So
it's not happening to us, it's happening for us.
yeah, yeah.
They're all together in these signs, bunching up in on the same, sign. All these powerful planets and beautiful loving planets are there for us, because it takes them together in order for us to move through this huge change in humanity. I love it. I love it. And I just want to, reemphasize that it's not just one day, it's not just one aspect. It's about the energy that is always changing. And this is a beautiful thing to remember when energy is difficult, because it continuously changes. We're going to move through whatever whatever is challenging you, you're going to move through it. And I just love I love the whole astrology and how much it teaches us and reminds us and gives us a peace of mind, really.
Yeah, it does. It does. It helped me stabilize. That's why I got into astrology, because I need to know why, right? I want to know why. Hi, Priscilla.
Hey,
And
Priscilla.
it really helped me to see the cycles and how they take time, and what's playing out here is probably not going to come out into fruition until down the road a little bit, and to be patient. Basically, that's what I've learned, is patience. So,
And
and a
see
lot.
how it plays out. To see how it plays out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid that's going to be the show, everybody. I do have to run. And I will be back later on today at 4 o'clock with Scott Scorpio Centuro. Thank you for jumping on, Val, and joining us on the fly. I'm so sorry about the
No,
mix up.
it was we scheduled this. It is my fault totally, and I just thought it was 3 o'clock for some reason. I didn't even.
We changed the day and we changed the time. We
Yeah.
did.
So it was totally my fault, and I appreciate you having me. And we're gonna come back next Pisces season, and we'll be on my
Yes.
channel.
Yes. We're going to book as soon as we get off.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
make sure Val comes back, and we'll have a really fun. And thank you all for hanging in there with me and allowing me to go through all of those, uh, you know, ideas and teaching moments. And that's what I love to do. So thank you again, Val. Thank you, everybody. And thanks, Scott. I'll see you in a couple hours. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.